Got to work on today, the payout for the rest of the money for real estate and then the whole payout for the mobile home, so maybe by the time before you leave, we'll have those figures.
Like a dispersion, you mean?
Disbursement.
Hey, I got a challenge I'll put before you. And, I mentioned to these guys, I was up to the jail. Have you got, the treasurer's office got stuff up there? Is there any way that you all can talk to your legal counsel and see what we can shred and what we can't?
They have just been here, I think it was maybe a year or so, about 2 years ago probably, but I'll get in touch with them again and we kind of marked everything and we did get rid of a bunch.
Okay,
And so,
awesome. Man, it's a disaster up there.
It
I'd just like
is.
to see, get rid of some dead weight.
it is.
Who coaches you on such matters?
I've got a file over there. It's.
Of what you can,
Well, of the procedures
Yeah.
to get rid of stuff, who you have to call and.
okay. I was just curious. It's a mess.
There was a man that worked downstairs with, in the assessor's office years ago, I can't remember what his name was. He had all of that really nice and neat, and for the most part, we've tried to keep it that way, but then stuff just.
It just happens. Yep.
I hear you can't see up there, so without a flashlight, so.
Yes.
Get dark on the lighting.
Be all right, take a nap up there. It's probably nice and dark.
It was creepy enough as it was. I can't imagine now.
You always get creeped out because you got a guilty conscience.
That may be it. But have you ever been? Creepy.
I mean, I was gonna go up there and take a nap, but the beds are all covered up with paperwork.
There you go.
No, I don't have anything.
All right. See you later.
Oh, I do have plenty of them. Oh, you go.
I think the one on the very back page is the one that we need to send to the Illinois Sheriff's Association for the scholarship awards, and then if it says this week, couldn't get it.
$1,500.
You take that out of the drug funds.
Okay.
4 girls that turned in applications for scholarships, and this is what we get all 4 of them.
It's like the one for contingency should be knocked out too.
Yeah.
Got your hotel full?
Yes.
No room in the inn.
We had one day last week when it dropped down to 29, and then the next day it dropped up over 40.
29. I bet you all didn't know what to do for at least an hour.
Scary.
To clean like crazy.
Ted them, that black guy from Kentucky. I don't know, I think had for rape or something, supposed to be thing.
Yesterday.
Was that yesterday? But did he make it? from the Johnson County?
Because it-
Did he make it all the way to
Yeah.
Johnson? Did he?
Was he running up the interstate or something, you mean,
Yeah.
or what? Okay.
How'd they find, did he run out of gas, or is that the same situation?
My dad might have been him. There's up on 45 just outside Vienna.
He made it through Madison County.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when you were relieved.
Anything else?
So, yeah.
Fantastic.
Be good.
Last week, because I was out on that bridge job, they're currently in a holding pattern waiting for a crane to be able to set the deck, so that'll be later this week probably, hopefully. But we received a copy of the letter. I know this lady had sent a letter to the Board of Commissioners, but I was copied on it. About a parcel out there in the far eastern part of the county that's supposedly landlocked, and there used to be a road that went to it, and basically in this letter, I don't know if you're familiar with the letter, it's from a Gow, last name Gower, an attorney, which I'm assuming is this man's daughter or some relation, sent the letter requesting or demanding that we reopen this road. Well, I've done a little investigation on it, and we're replying to them. I mean, they wanted to reply by April 6th, so I'm gonna go ahead and reply to them, but basically, in a nutshell, stating that I'm not denying the fact that there used to be a road there, but there's no records nor evidence to suggest that it was a county or township or road district maintained road in the past. I was able to find a map that showed the road on there back, it was on a 1937 map. But those maps don't, again, delineate between private roads and public roads. It was just on the map. And then the 1957 map no longer had the road on the map. So.
Somewhere in that
I'm
20-year period.
Assuming, yeah, and somewhere in that period, it ceased to be maintained, or, they took it off the map for some reason. It must have grown over or whatever. But the fact currently exists that there is no right-of-way from the records that we have out there. So it's not our jurisdiction to open and rebuild the road there. It's all private property. It's on a common, I don't know exactly, you'd have to have it surveyed to tell or wherever, but I've not been out there to actually see where they claim the old roadbed was. Apparently you might be able to still see remnants of where it used to be, but it's far overgrown, but it's generally on a common lot line between United States Forest Service property and
Private land.
last name of Powers. And then once you get to the back of those lots, there's another lot owned by Joe Cintron. And then after that lot, then you get to their property. So, but I'm basically replying to them that, we can't find in any records where it used to be a public road. There's currently no right-of-way, so we've come to the conclusion that it's not under our jurisdiction to rebuild or reopen or maintain any of those. That's how I'm moving it. And I'm sure it's not going to be the end of the issue, but I've already went over this with Patrick, and he's reviewed my letter and said it was good. Unless y'all have any objections to that, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I don't have any objections.
No, they're on recourse now, so if that's correct. It's just, file something with the courts for access.
I would say if that is.
Is that what they're saying, that the neighbors won't let them through?
Well,
No, I
you
think
know,
they want the road built. Go back.
I don't know that they've actually approached any of the neighbors yet to ask them for access. I think right now the issue is there's not a road built, that you can't drive back there, and they want one built, and they don't want to spend their money doing it.
I believe that's what
Now,
the problem is.
if they do get problems from the adjacent property owners over this place or wherever else, then yeah, they would have to go to court to actually force the court to rule on giving them an easement somewhere. Actually,
Which they
it
could,
is.
which they
Yeah,
could get
probably.
done. They can, I mean, you can't landlock somebody, but you're also not gonna force him to build you a road.
Right, and it is landlocked, I'm not denying that fact, and I'm not denying the fact there used to be a road there, because the map clearly shows there was, but it's
It was
more than
always-
likely a private road. I mean, it's, you know, more than likely just a driveway to get
Yeah.
back there. And that somebody had on the map as a road. So, anyway. The other thing I have, I've been approached by IDOT for two different projects that they're going to be doing over the next couple of years. One is gotta do some bridge repair on the bridge that goes over I-24 that's at Big Bay, where that exit 27 is. They say they're gonna perform the work under staged construction so that they're going to keep the road open. It says the project is expected to last 4 months. And it's scheduled for September, a letting of September, but it says the work they want to begin as soon as weather permits in the spring of 2019, so about a year from now.
And what they're gonna do up there? And what they're gonna do to the bridge?
They're gonna do some work on the joints, kinda like they did the I-20. I hope it doesn't-
Fancy going?
Kinda like they did the I-24, when they salt stuff so much, all that salt gets down in them joints and it corrodes the
Yep.
bearings and everything else. So
Did they do, they did fun that.
Yeah, so they probably gotta replace bridge bearings
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff. I sure hope it turns out smoother than I-24. You know, it's slower speed. Yeah. But was just kind of a letter of information. That's their bridge, they can maintain it, so I mean, they don't really have to ask our permission, they're just giving us notice on that. The second one is something they are asking us to sign a letter of understanding about. Totally gonna be at their expense. They're not asking us for anything other than permission to do it and permission to control traffic on the road. Is the bridges that I-24 carry over Country Club Road. They want to tear those bridges out and redo the bridges, and they want to cut Country Club Road down about a 1,300-foot section, 650 plus or minus feet either way of the bridge. Cut it down about a little over a foot, about 1 foot 4 inches, to get it lower.
They want more clearance on their bridge.
Raise the bridge up to try to get a 16-foot clearance there. Now, again, it's all at their expense. They're not asking us to contribute any money to it or anything of that nature. But they say that the road is gonna have to be totally closed for about a 3 to 4 week period to actually cut the road down and rebuild it. And then it's gonna be closed intermediately, just on a day-to-day type basis whenever they demolish the bridges and then re-erect the bridges. It's not gonna be a sustained period of time. It may be a couple days here, a couple days there type of thing. That's what they said. That work, it says it's tentatively scheduled for a 2019 letting with work to begin early in 2019, which their 2019 fiscal year starts this July. So they probably want to
We'll let it this
let it
yeah,
this fall
of
and
18,
then
yeah.
start again next spring sometime.
So both projects could be going on next spring.
Could be going on simultaneously. I don't know if they will or won't, but it could be. That's the timeframe they're giving me. So they really hadn't, they've given me this letter of understanding and put my name on it to sign, so I guess I'm the county engineer, but I guess I'm asking you all for permission to sign it. I mean, you can read the conditions, or I can read them out loud. It says that they're gonna do all the surveying and all the plans and all the acquiring any right-of-way that's needed, and do all the bidding and awarding the contract and doing the inspection and doing the construction. They're gonna try to impact traffic on Country Club Road as little as practical. They're gonna adjust the profile of Country Club Road to provide a vertical clearance of 16 feet. They're going to assume all land acquisition, construction, and engineering costs associated with the improvement. And we agreed to just allow the department to control traffic on Country Club Road as necessitated by the project, up to and including the closure during the project, and accept maintenance of the Country Club Road after they're done, which we currently maintain it, so that's not a big deal. And
Is there anything wrong with the bridges? Their goal is just to get that clearance?
You know,
Sounds like a lot of money.
I don't really, it does seem like a lot of money to do that.
What's the, I mean, why, is there always a need to have that more?
The bridges, they're just not that clear.
There's not enough clearance there, it's been hit several times. I don't know of anything just urgently wrong with the structures. I mean, those beams look good. And,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few cracks in the, underside of the deck and everything like that, but,
Joe, why can't they take that more country?
they are, they're doing both.
I know, but what, I mean, how much they gonna raise those bridges? 4
Says-
inches?
It says in here 3 inches plus or minus.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Well, they're changing the beams out too, from what he told me, which they're not gonna be as deep a beam. So they're raising the grade 3 inches plus
The
narrowing up
bend
the
will be,
beam
you'll get high
and
on
then
the lower
lowering
side.
our roads. So they're doing 3 things to get the clearance
Get
from
high.
a current right around 14 feet, which is about 13 something, 1310, 1311, up to 16. So it's gonna be a basically 2-foot change in elevation there, clearance. I mean, it does seem like a lot of money. I mean, I agree with you, but I don't know how they did their investigation or how they arrived at this conclusion to do both of these things. And, I'm not privy to that information, but that's what they want to
$33
do.
million or more probably to replace those.
How much? I'm sure it's multiple million.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I'm guessing.
5 or 6 million, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea.
I'm guessing it's probably $5 million project. I'm just guessing.
Anything in there about a ramp exit right there? That sure would be handy.
No. They didn't say anything about that.
That'd be nice, like a little ramp exit right there.
Yeah, that would be nice, but it'd be hectic too. I mean, I like the fact that they're doing this, but the other way, I mean, it really is gonna,
It's gonna be a hassle for a while.
it's actually gonna create more of a problem for us, to be honest with you, because raising that clearance and giving truckers the
Okay,
feeling
to
that
go
they
through
can go through there is gonna just draw more truck traffic to Country Club Road, which we don't need on that road.
That's true.
Well, where else does the loads that are trying to get from one side to the other under that bridge have to go through Big Bag right now, do they not? They can't come through here. Can't get under that railroad, can
Yeah,
they?
the railroad bridge in Metropolis is always
That's a
a
snag.
limitation.
14.5, I think.
That will be the Country Club Road will be the next one. And even if they got the clearance there, we're gonna have a railroad bridge problem for weight. If they're that tall, they're
Right.
gonna be
Yeah.
heavy.
The big oversized loads that aren't overweight can still come Country Club Road. Then
Yeah.
overweight, you can't do it until we get rid of the railroad bridge and rebuild it. But you're right, I mean.
Right now, they've got to be
In
going.
our county. the
I'd
only
say
way
they're
they can
going all the
go
way
is
through,
Teague Hill Road, down the hill, Big Bay Road out.
unless they're going across 146 at Vienna to get, and
Yeah,
then,
somewhere not in our county.
yeah.
I mean, I run into trucks asking for permitted loads now. I mean, big
Big stuff.
loads. that ask to go through our county and go through some obscure places, and I say.
There's no way they'll
I just
fit.
say,
They
no,
won't
you
make
can't
it.
do it. You can't fit there, you can't
Well, they
make
don't
those
know,
turns.
they don't know where they're at.
But, but yeah, I mean, the only thing that Country Club Road, technically, since it's not a truck route, is local traffic. I mean, and people have local loads that need clearance. I mean, from time to time, we've got something on a flatbed, you know, our track hoe or backhoe.
You gotta go around.
We gotta go
Way around.
somewhere around, or make sure we have it under clearance, you know. I know that in the past, I think when we ordered the brand new gray, that John
John
Deere,
Deere.
I think they
They peeled the roof off of it, didn't
ripped
they?
off the exhaust pipe, I think, or
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they
it
went
was
under his
something.
bridge,
But that wasn't our trucker, that was just a
That's right.
delivery guy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or before we even got,
Yeah.
took delivery of it, they did that.
Yeah.
That was before my time, but thank goodness. Anyway, so, I guess with your permission, I will sign this and send it back to him, but
Can we talk them out of all that, what will they do with that asphalt? Will they grind it up or just dig it up and haul it off?
I don't know.
I think they need to grind that up and give it to our county highway boys to use at their disposal.
I mean, that, if they, I mean, digging the base out, would have, you know, maybe use the rock underneath it.
Is there a rock underneath that road there?
I'm sure.
Well, there gotta be a little bit, I
Yeah.
think.
Sure, see, it's trouble.
Hey, get what you get, man.
I'll talk to him about all that. I think that's all I had. Unless y'all have anything for me?
You guys got anything?
No.
Dollars in the county, Massac mobile home tax redemption, and it was supposed to go in the county general, so we just need to transfer
Hey,
it out.
did you ask her about those union dues? Well, here's a woman who know.
Yeah, we signed a claim, Dana, for the James union.
What's up with that?
She reimburses us,
Okay.
she, in order to, in case she comes back to work,
Okay.
to maintain her union dues.
While she's off.
While she's off, you know.
She don't have to pay them, does she?
She does, if she wants to keep her union dues up, and they won't take a personal check, so the county pays it, and then Jane
But I mean,
reimburses us.
now, when I was laid off, I never did have to pay.
Yeah, they said that if she doesn't have to pay it, but if she comes back to work, that she would have a one lump sum she would have to
She'd
come
rather
up
pay a
with.
little
Oh, really?
So she would rather pay the
I
little at a
understand.
time, so
Good deal.
that's what that is.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You were right,
Yeah,
yeah.
they got on, Lynn's back.
They sure they're termites?
No. But they have wings. It's a little wings, you know, past
There's
the
a
body in
certain
the
time of
back.
year when is
They're
this about the time?
coming out of larvae.
In the spring, isn't it, usually this time of year? I think it is.
We could try,
Where in the shits and trails at? I mean,
well,
they must be coming in.
We've got flood.
Working in yeah.
and they were on the east wall behind the flood, but they'd come up on the flood. On top.
Well, that'd be eating in fire. I mean, a termite eat paper
Right.
just as well as it eat on the wall.
We can store it. We can try.
I don't know.
I mean, he, if it's just right there in that small area, he might be able to.
Right.
I'll call him and tell him. Just want to pass it by. So if that corner falls off, he'll know.
That man over there got more, experience with bugs and bug killers than I
I
do.
bet he does.
I killed mine.
Call Norris, hopefully he can get it taken care of. What about this, resolution for,
Daryl,
well, at 9:30, we had a resolution, Massac County trustee delinquent tax agent. I think it's some paperwork, yeah.
Oh, that, delinquent tax agent. Is that? Yeah, I get checks here signed.
I move to approve them.
Okay, I'll second that. So basically, he'll just sign them and those people,
One, he'll probably have to attest for you.
Josephine Meyer, that's who I was trying to think of. Yeah, that's who's on here, so.
The lease agreement is the same thing we always sign, the extension.
It really doesn't say, I don't know. One of these, or the treasurer's supposed to sign that, or? Oh, yeah. I get, they sign the
Yeah,
check, I
think
guess.
so. You're supposed to sign back there, but there'll probably be two or three of them. Or something.
Well, there's 3 or 4
Yeah.
checks. Yeah.
Good grief, it's many.
I'll turn that up a little later. Okay, They're loading them. What was it, Russell was? Donald Russell,
Mr. Russell.
retired from that. How old is Donald, 80-something?
Oh, he's getting on up there.
Yeah, I think he's the first one that, when the county water come through.
You know what,
He's
he's
been on there for years.
forever, since it's been formed, probably.
And he's
Very possible.
retired, and Darrell Logan was interested in that job. So would anybody want to make a motion to put Darrell Logan in that position?
I'll make a motion.
You the chairman, man.
Well,
I'll
second.
I'll approve.
Okay.
How long is his term? Does it say on there?
May 1st, 19.
Heck, that's just a year away.
Yeah,
He must be filling out Mr. Russell's term first or something.
yeah.
What'd you say the term ends?
March 21st.
March or May?
No,
Oh, it
March.
begins March.
yeah, March 21st, 18 till May 1st, 19.
Months and a few days.
Summary states, minutes of lease terms. Have y'all looked at that?
I have in the past.
University of Illinois,
Yeah.
is that for that
Yes.
building out there?
Yeah. They use it for the kids.
Who?
Fairgrounds.
Google,
Fairgrounds. Youth fairgrounds.
yeah. Forty bucks.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at it here. Right fast.
All right.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Who's that?
Betty.
Betty Barnum?
Yeah.
I wonder how she's doing. I listened to little Debbie, or Debbie OK this morning. Oh, Kim. She's crazy.
She'll tell you how she finds, won't she?
She said, it's cold out there this morning, but that sun's shining. Go stand by that window, get yourself warmed up.
How old is she?
She's,
49,
Probably.
3, or, no, she'd be over 43.
The way he talked, it'd be months.
Well, he needs to get his,
He said there's that much paperwork the state sent down on.
he said he got a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, each property got a bunch of stuff fell out.
He also told me, I think, what, something about that the Illinois Department of Natural Resources is planning on putting forth 25%. They normally do, but now they're gonna back out, the county's gonna be stuck with that.
Oh, he said that was a possibility, so I guess. Well, how can they tell us we're gonna do it and then not do it? Is that an ethical way to do things?
It's just go in the road.
All right, what'd you think on that leaks? You all ready to make?
Yeah,
I moved to
but I couldn't find any place to sign, well.
I'll
sign.
second that then. You don't see there's nowhere for you to sign?
Well,
There should be.
yeah, landlord. Well, landlord. County Board of Nassau County by its and date. What would the its be?
Chairman, I would assume. Isn't there a spot for the chairman?
Yeah. By,
By its representative.
Yeah, right here. Under county, under, we're the landlord, under county board.
right,
So
I'll sign that.
you sign that, put your title, and just date it.
The its is, I would put my
I
chairman.
just put chairman title, I guess. Something that I guess they want us to start discussing. I don't know if y'all seen that on the agenda.
The 4-year raise.
Yeah. I don't know when the deadline is on that.
I will, I do have some input.
Okay.
Gary wants 60,000.
Okay, well, thank you.
I'm sure you'll put that on the consideration list.
Did I not just vote a raise for him a year or two ago? We
He
had agreed.
he said it's been 3 years. I don't know.
I don't know, I can't.
One more year and he says that's it.
Okay. We'll discuss his pay
Yeah.
grade.
You know, these are for office holders that are running for election. So I guess at some point we need to talk about it. So, stew on that a while. See what y'all want to do.
You know, just between us, everybody doesn't know about that stuff. They're making 50,000.
What they always tell me about that is, well, yeah, but we're not guaranteed to get that.
Now, I think what we ought to do, I mean, they probably had raised, I'm not saying that, but check around those other counties, see what they're paying.
All right.
What do you think?
If you, that's fine. If you want to look.
There it is.
There it is.
That's a pretty fresh one.
2017.
Okay, I'll
So
take
you
this
can take
home.
that home.
Wrote it back in my easy
There is
chair.
some interesting stuff in there.
It is, yeah. Pretty good stuff.
Okay.
Let you know what all the other counties are making around us.
Anybody talk to Eric and the boys lately?
They're gonna be back here Monday. Don't know yet what time, but they're coming back in town Monday, and I think the general contractor for this first phase is gonna be here. I think a lot of stuff's gonna, I hate to say it, because it doesn't work out that way. I think a lot of stuff's supposed to start next week. But they proved me, they made a liar out of me already, so I'm not sure about that.
I mean, well, they will start the roof, will they?
I think they're starting to get stuff fired up next week. I don't know.
But I mean, how can they? Are them guys down out there on?
Well, they've already, so that's what they did last week. They got all the stuff on the roof done, the
Okay.
old gel, all the concrete that's on the top and on the
Yeah.
inside. They got
Okay.
all of it done so they can.
Washed, you mean?
Yes, it's all washed and done up there.
Okay.
So now, they can do the roof without them kind of.
Well, really, and all they like is around the windows and stuff.
No, they gotta do all the brick. They gotta spray the brick off too.
Well, I knew they needed to because all that stuff's just gonna land on them bricks, you know?
Yeah. And then they gotta do the steps and the columns
Yeah.
and all that
I
stuff.
just wonder when they do all that grind, are they gonna grind on the bricks, grind that mortar out there? Will that
I don't know.
collect on those bricks? Or?
I don't know. They'll be here Monday. I'll find out what time for sure. Usually it's 11 o'clock is when they get here,
Maybe the rain will wash a lot of stuff off
so.
in town.
But I think they're gonna be bringing a box trailer down with all the windows in it
Yeah.
and get them on site.
Did these guys get to inspect those windows up at Marion that day, or?
Yeah, they were supposed to leave here a couple weeks ago and go up
They
there and
run up
inspect.
there, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure if they did, but that might be the reason why they're coming down again Monday. So, and they had mentioned, something to me, and I was gonna run it by y'all, see what y'all wanna do, but about, on our side, just hiring someone local to put a drop ceiling in the probation upstairs on the second floor, bring their ceiling down, and then in the,
Has that not got a lower ceiling in it?
no,
How?
it does in that,
Things that you probably needed for the.
well, we signed a one copy, but there might be multiple copies. in
Oh,
the-
okay, maybe that's it.
Because
The
Gerald signed
University of Illinois thing? Okay.
There might be more copies that
And
he
what
needs to
about
sign.
this thing? Do y'all know what that is? That was that resolution from Essex County trustees?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that.
Signed it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but there might be
Yeah.
more than, like I said, more than one copy.
Okay,
for
all
him
right,
to
maybe
sign.
y'all laid this in here. Did you lay this in like this?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's what it is.
Well, actually, she did. I let him there with her.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
thanks.
Come back when you can stay longer.
But anyway, we had talked when they were here last time, and they think it would help with the utilities and everything when they put the heat and air in. If we would just go ahead and have someone come in and drop some grids and put the ceiling tiles in probation. Now, the office, when you walk in probation, it's already there, but in probation, and then,
But it'll have to be replaced on the wall.
probably, and then, where Becky and them sat there in the state's attorney's office, and then that law library.
Everything else is dropped.
Everything else is, and then they will,
Can we do the law library? How tall is those shelves?
well, I don't know.
They're getting on up there.
Yeah, we'll have to look at those.
Yeah.
But that way they can bring everything down, and they put, I think they call it registers.
Yeah.
They would, that's part of their bid, they'll do all that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, put that in and say drop ceiling.
And they also suggested, and I said, well, I have to talk to Jeff and Gerald and see what they want to do. They thought it would look better if we did this hallway here. You know,
The floors.
the floors here, and then the second floor, they'll put those registers in and just make it look better. If not, it'd just be, you know, like you go into some restaurants now, just
Yeah.
an exposed pipe and they can paint it to match. And I said, well, we got time. I thought in the next couple of weeks we could get some local people to maybe bid on it or look at it, price
Sure.
it.
I think Tanner's still painting.
But, you know, we could decide if we want to put the drop ceilings in these hallways. It would just, it would help a lot, you know, in the looks of it.
Jason, as far as that waxing, did Marcia do that?
Waxing?
Does it have to, Kevin said, when, as we get done.
Yeah.
It's gonna make the rest of the job look better if them floors are shining.
Right, yeah, we can definitely.
But
get
she's
that
done that before.
Yeah, she's done that on the weekends,
Yeah.
so she can do that.
But I thought we could maybe get a couple of local contractors to price on what it would
The
cost.
drop ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then, just gotta go from there.
Get hold of Bailey, yes.
Now, their pricing, they're gonna go ahead and put like, you remember how before they would do a bid and they would have with those alternates or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
They're gonna do alternates for new lighting for the hallway. Because if we put that drop ceiling in, that would be, you know,
Yeah.
they would put the lights in. And then also put, I believe it was lighting in all the places that we was gonna put the ceiling tiles. So probation, state's
Well-
attorney's office, and those hallways.
Well, now that deal that Abel was talking about, will that help us on that lighting?
Well, it'd help an overall project if we want to apply it to lighting, or we was really gonna apply it to the heat and air, so we
Okay.
could show our past utility bills.
Okay.
And, you know, we think we can get up to
On
maybe
board to do that.
$15,000 maybe.
Oh, okay.
But they have the paperwork, and then all we have to do is provide them some past utility bills. And then they'll fill out the paperwork and say, okay, with the new system, we think the utility bills will drop down to this. And then we probably try to get it. So that's pretty much, and then another question they had, and they're probably gonna talk about it Monday, is do you want them to price it, or do you want it as an alternate to have thermostats hardwired or Wi-Fi? He said everything's going to Wi-Fi because of technology. He said, but the negative to Wi-Fi is there could be an issue with Wi-Fi, you know, with the thermostats and stuff. Hardwire is more expensive to put in because of the wiring,
That's trouble though.
but it's, would be less trouble,
Yeah, it's proven.
proven. So that's
Is
something.
that Wi-Fi, is that just cordless?
Yeah, it's just like they can stick it, and they actually put a couple satellites or something in the courthouse, different places. and it
Pick
just
it up.
Bounces signals off of each other, and they're able to
Communicate.
communicate. And he said that it's probably cheaper to do that, but, you know, you do have risk a little bit. But he said not a high risk, but there could be a little bit of risk. So, I don't know if y'all want that as an alternate bid, or if y'all want to make a decision which way y'all want it. So,
Let me talk to somebody about that,
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, whatever you call it.
yeah, it's just wireless thermostats is what it is.
Yep.
And he said one plus about that is, if you ever need to move them, you can just
Yeah.
move them around wherever you need them. If the zone's different, or you make a change with something. He said, you know, the technology's pretty good, but it will never be as good as a wired one. You know, it's just,
Well, with the drop ceilings, even out in the hallway, they shouldn't have any problem running that wire very far.
well, he's just talking about the labor, the expense of an
Yeah.
electrician running it, or whoever runs it. And-
Well, that's what I mean, won't
You know.
do it, have to do the hard drilling like you used to in old houses
Yeah.
and all, and drill through the walls
But
and
it's
stuff.
just, you know, there's, I think 10 or 12 thermostats will be in the courthouse, something like that. And just more labor intensive for hardwire. So,
For sure.
something for y'all to think about.
Okay, now what the issue is now is we decide what thermostat we want, and then we decide if we wanna do it ourselves, or,
No, thermostat, they're gonna do it,
Okay.
they didn't know if
What
we
to do.
wanted it as an alternate bid, when these guys, the heat and air companies go out and bid it,
yeah,
we want them to bid hardwire, or Wi-Fi, or wireless. And they'll do an alternate bid for either or, so we can say if we want to spend more money or less
Yeah.
money, or if you all just want to make a decision now.
I'd like to see the money.
I'd
Yeah.
like something with no problems.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
I'll just tell them to make an alternate bid. How's that sound for you guys? That way you can look at choices. Okay. Is that it? Is that all now?
So, on this roof,
Mhm.
it's spring now. Do we want to start that? I mean, what if there's damage?
That's their responsibility, isn't it?
Huh?
I mean, that's the contractor's
Well,
responsibility.
yeah, we're gonna pay for the damage, aren't we, or are we not?
What do you mean damage if it starts to rain or what?
No, the internal
Yeah.
of the roof. See, they
The
didn't bid
permanent.
on anything.
Yeah, they bid to put a new roof on.
Yeah,
And then, my biggest question, with a flat roof, they get that tore off and say there's 3 or 4 days' work to do inside there. How are they gonna prevent water from running right in there?
They're just gonna have to tarp it somehow or another, best they can.
what can we do about
It's
it?
gonna
I
be
mean, they're
short.
gonna have to figure something
Well,
out.
what I'm saying, I just wonder if it would be better to hold off on that roof till May or June. I mean, I know we probably can't tell them what to do, but
Yeah, they gotta be
And
done.
they're supposed to have it done by X day.
I know, 28th of next month.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to hope for some nice weather, or they're gonna have to build or a tarp system over the
Yeah.
top. I mean, that's just their,
Something. I
it's
mean,
their
yeah.
responsibility, it's not ours.
And I would assume this is not the first flat roof that they've had to.
Well, that, and, I mean, we got damage, and it's not like it's gonna run the court, running up there, and it's already damaged. So, I mean, I wouldn't want 1,000 gallon in there.
Right. We'll have to figure it out, well,
Are they gonna do the tuck point and roofing all at the same time, windows all at the same time?
they gotta have it done by April the 28th, so I don't know how they're going. I mean, I would say a lot of work's gonna be done at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a decent weather before, now the people won't have to worry about taking the windows out, freezing to death in there.
Right.
You know, I think that'll be okay then. The big problem with that is wanting to move out and take off 4 or 5 days and,
Yeah.
you know, we prevent that hopefully.
You know, speaking of moving out, let me think of something. Yesterday, I got a call, I think it was Carla Ogle with the Superman celebration. She wanted to ask some questions, and I met with her, and they're needing some space for the Superman celebration. I think it's like June 7th through the 10th. For those celebrities that come in town, you know, and do autograph sessions and
Mhm.
some different things. Well, the past where they've had some space to do that, they've lost that space. And she asked us if we had anything at the courthouse or that annex building, and I said, well, I'll take you up there and let you look around. I said, but,
Was that on Saturday?
well, it'd
Or
be
3
Thursday,
days?
it'd be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. And I said, you know, I can show you around. I said, I don't have approval to say, you know, to give you approval to it. The commissioners that have to speak about it and vote on it. And also we'd have to have Patrick to make sure everything's legal with it, you know. But the space that she looked at was that large office when you first walk into the annex building, and then that, you got that large office area that's got the glass all
Oh, they
around.
want the inside.
Inside, and then that room that sits behind that, you know, it's kind of a, where the,
Tellers were?
no, it's like, you got, you
boardroom.
Oh, yeah.
know, those two rooms
Yeah.
are kind of tied together.
Yeah.
And there's a private bathroom. Those two rooms would work out really good for her.
Mhm.
And then on Saturday and Sunday, they would be interested in utilizing the basement where the large courtroom is, just the area where the chairs are. Just utilize that and come through those back steps, come there. For some reason, I'm not exactly sure. And I told her I'd bring it to y'all's attention, and that we'll ask Patrick if, you know, and then y'all just, we can decide if.
In other words, Saturday and Sunday, they wouldn't be up in the building, it'd be in the basement.
Well, they could be both. I'm not gonna say for sure, but I told them, I said, you know, we'd have to petition off other areas. I mean, even though those offices are locked, there'd have to be some type of security or prevent, you know, people from walking around.
Maybe they would, maybe.
And I don't know if it's even possible. I mean, she just wanted to look at it. So, I don't know. But,
Won't they would pay for security out there?
I don't
Or
know.
city would?
I don't know if they just volunteers would stand somewhere to prevent people from going back to certain areas. I don't know. She said, you know,
Well, city'd have a couple of police in there, they put up there.
I don't know, maybe. But anyway, I just want to.
Where have they been doing it?
Well, she said they did it at the Union Hall, but in another location, the Union Hall had someone get hurt, and there would have been a lawsuit, and so now.
Liability issues.
So now they won't no longer lease it out or let them use it. And then some other area where they did it, I think they were using a hotel down there by the river. And she said their thought is a lot of people complain if they're already parked their car, they like everything to be close and walking distance. And they felt like that annex building was, you know, about Lois Lane statue, and people would walk there and do all the stuff.
I wonder what celebrities come.
Every year it's a little bit different, so I don't know who it
Is
is.
it like that, Lois Lane person,
Not sure.
I don't know what the, yeah.
or what's her name?
Yeah, but, I
Who
mean,
knows?
it'd be something along that lines though.
Yeah.
A lot of these Superman be walking around.
So y'all want me to check with Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in favor of helping them,
Okay.
but, if we can,
Yeah,
legally.
yeah. So I'll check with Patrick and kind of give him the rundown like I told you guys, and we'll see. Maybe next couple of weeks we'll talk about it in a meeting that's, you know, make a decision there.
But they don't want to use the lawn for anything.
No, she didn't mention anything about the lot or the concrete driveway. They just need areas to put
Inside. and
inside.
Cool.
I guess people wait in line and get
Yeah.
autographs or however that works out. Well, You do that usually, right?
What's that?
Wait in line, get their autographs?
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
Well, he's a celebrity.
Yeah, they're waiting in my line.